Hello guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to make this cool wooden chain. To make the chain we need two types of link. We need a solid one and we need an open one. And the way they're put together is pretty simple. Like this. So you can make it as long as you want. But I'll make, I think it's 5 links in this one. Alright, let's get started. We'll start with the solid ones first. They're the easy ones. I've got a piece of board right here, 100 by 32 millimeters, 100 wide and 32 millimeters thick. It's about 70 centimeters long or a bit more. And this is the final measurements for the solid links. Same thickness. I'm gonna mark the center of the holes, the center of this hole. I've made a drawing with all the measurements right here, so I'm just gonna mark the center of the hole. The holes are marked according to my drawing. And now I'm going to use one of these to make this rounding part right here. There you go. And now we're ready to drill the holes. I've just made a small hole right in the center of my markings with a pointy thing like this. Could be anything really. This is just so when I start drilling, the center, the pointy bit right here, will find its marking on its own. I'm going to use a 36mm drill bit like this one to do the holes. Let's drill some holes. I drilled all the holes and now they're done on the solid part after my drawing, and I'm going to use the same drawing for the next bit. I'll put this away and we'll start working on the half ones. For the half ones I've got two pieces, 32mm thick and 50mm wide, about 700 long as well. I'm going to use the same drawing as before, and I'm going to start by marking the center of the hole. I'm only going to be marking the center on the back part right here. Center of the holes has been marked with this one, and now I want to I'll mark the center of where my biscuits are going to be, and I've got another drawing right here for this. I'm going to use the same baseline as before and only do the markings on the bottom part right here. I made all the markings and now I'm going to transfer the markings onto the other piece. I'm going to line the two baselines up so they are perfect right there. And now I'm just going to transfer this marking onto the other one. There you go. To make these biscuit joints, I'm going to use one of these dominoes. And I'm going to use a 4x20 biscuit. There is an alternative, much cheaper way as well. You can use these drill bit like this. Some of these you can get them on Amazon and just simple dowels. I'm going to use 8mm for this one, but you can also use 10mm. And I'm going to show you guys later how to do these, but I'm going to use this one for now. Let's start using the domino. Now for the dowels, I'm going to transfer the center of these marking onto this surface. Mark the center of this, 32, 16, there you go. And we're gonna drill it with this. I've put some tape on so I know my depth. This is going to be half or a bit more, or a bit over. These dowels are 4 centimeters long, so I'm going a bit deeper than 2 centimeters on both pieces. We're just going to drill it with this, the total depth, and then we're going to put these in and transfer the markings onto the other piece. So these are going in here. I'll drill the holes for the dowels. I've just made a small marking in the center. And these will fit nicely in. The holes are drilled and I'm just going to put these in like this. Flip it around and make sure that these are lining up like this. fine. And I'm just going to push them together as hard as I can. That's it. And we should have some markings right here, and we'll drill those holes as well. I've drilled the holes. We'll take these out and put the dowels in. Pretty good fit. So that's a bit cheaper way of doing this. I made all the holes now, and I'm just gonna put some random ones in right here. Should fit together, hopefully. There you go. Now I'll just take some small clamps, clamp them together. Like this. And I'm going to mark the center of the holes. Before I drill the holes, I'm just going to take this one and make the outer lines here. I'm going to do that quick. There you go, and now we can drill the holes. That was quick. I've drilled the holes, and now I'll set up my table router. Now we'll do the exact same thing with the solid part as well, on both sides. I've taken off the clamps and I've installed this guard right here, and I'm gonna round the bottom part right here. Not the top part, because this is where I've got my lines and I want a clear line for when I cut them on the bandsaw. So I'll do the two sides in the bottom. Now I'm going to cut them out on the bandsaw. I rounded the opposite side. On this side I haven't rounded because I need a clear line to cut after here on the bandsaw. So I'll cut both the solid ones and the half ones as well. For the last bit right here, I'm going to secure it in my workbench, and I've cut out these pieces right here so I can clamp this piece to my workbench like this. And then I'm going to take this router and do the last roundings right here on both sides. Now they're all done. Now I just need to sand all of them. Let the sanding begin. When you do sand them, don't sand the half ones on their own, because you might damage this part here and it's not easy to correct. So sand them when they're together, like this. Alright, we're gonna skip to the gluing, and I'm gonna sand all of these on my own now. All the pieces have been sanded, and I'm just gonna do a quick dry fit before I start the gluing. pretty good. Now I'm just going to start by gluing these first. So we'll put those aside. It's not going to be much glue that I put on here, so I don't want a big squeeze out. I just want enough. Just enough to get a small squeeze out. And I'll leave that to dry. Clamping is done. I'm just going to take these off carefully. And there you go. Oops, still need to clean off the excess glue here before we give it some oil. So a bit of sanding to do, and then we're ready for the oil. I've sanded all of them nicely and they're ready for some oil. I think I'm gonna do one clear and one dark, and I might add a hook for one of them. I think that looks pretty cool. Oops. Something like this. And I'll make something here so I can hang it from the ceiling. Pretty cool. Let's start with the oil. Ready for a clear coat of oil. There we go. I'm probably gonna give it 3 coats in total, bit of sanding in between, and then they're done. Finally done with the oil. I've made a few different versions, and also one with a giant hook and a bolt and a knot at the end. I've also made a very small one. It's still a prototype, but it's coming along quite nicely. Same principle as the big ones. Thank you for watching, and please leave a comment below.